Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor X here with Good Clean Gaming RX, and today we are back in Star Citizen. I am going to see about taking a load of the goods that I've refined down to the planetary station and sell those. I am currently at Port Tressler, which is around the planet Microtech. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to retrieve my Drake Cutlass Black, which we didn't see in the last video because I was doing mining. Now, we didn't have a very successful or a very fortunate run in the last video as far as the mining went, but I was able to get on over the weekend and was able to actually find quite a good Quantanium rock, and so get a load of Quantanium. And I've got that refined, and it is at the Lagrange point 2 around Hurston. So I'm going to pop over to there in my ship, and we'll see about... goodness, oh, hello, out you get. And we'll see about taking that down and selling it at the TD&D station. And with the load that I'll be taking down there, I should net somewhere around 200,000 Alpha UEC. So that's kind of the plan for today's video. If at the end of the video you have liked the gameplay, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you would like to see more Star Citizen gameplay, leave a comment down below letting me know. And we will see about adding that more regularly to the channel. Just so that I can keep a hold of my performance and everything, I've got my FPS counter up at the top there, and as you can see, it's running kind of solidly around 24 frames per second or so, but I had been getting some quite drastic drops as well. So hopefully, once we get out into space, we'll see a lot less of the frame freezing, and things will actually work nicely. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and I've got plenty of quantum fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set a course for Hurston Lagrange point 2, or HER L2, like so. And that's going to take me 913 quantum fuel, which is going to take, it's almost half of my fuel tank. So before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and fuel up the rest of the way using my quantum fuel refuel right here. That should kick in here momentarily. There we go. And fill up my quantum tanks. I was actually playing with one of my org members the other day, and he was just filling up the hydrogen fuel. But he'd bought this new, very big and very fancy ship, and he was out there trying to refuel the thing for like 30 minutes because it was so... the gas tanks on the thing was so huge. Alright, let's see here. Where'd my quantum?
Thank you, and please visit again.
There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and activate and spool my quantum drive. Hang on, that's weird. No power. I'm going to go ahead and shut off my engines and boot them back on again. Turn off. That's really weird. I've not had that happen before. That's very strange. No power. Go ahead and power off everything, and then I'm going to go ahead and power everything back on. There we go. Alright. That seems to have done it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and initiate. Of course, as you can tell, I'm getting some rather vicious frame drops there as far as the FPS meter. This is all frozen for me too, so bear with me as we hopefully this works. It seems to be. It's making most of the noises that it needs to. So, but yes, as you can see, it's severely taxing my system right now. I've got less than 1 frame per second. So we get a lot of the jokingly called screenshot simulator effect. As my system struggles to keep up with the graphics and the transitions and all that kind of stuff of leaving and quantum traveling to another destination. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pause the recording here. There we go, we're starting getting a little bit better. And I will pick up once we are dropping out of quantum at HRL2. Okay. So we're about 500 kilometers or 500,000 kilometers out from the HRL2 Lagrange point. I was able to upgrade my quantum drive the other day on the ship, and so I'm able to make that jump now in significantly less time. It only took approximately 2 minutes or so of jumping in to quantum drive, and then actually getting to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on my quantum drive again, and we're going to jump to the actual station itself as soon as this finishes calibrating. There we go. Okay, perfect. And we'll turn off the quantum drive there since we don't need to use that any longer. So yeah, as you can see, my frame rate is significantly improved. Microtech is one of those planets that has quite a bit of stuff around it and is generally an area where there are a decent number of players. And so sometimes the frame rate there is not the best. As you can see, I'm getting pretty solid 30 frames per second or so. So that greatly makes the game a little bit more playable. You can actually maneuver and do things with a reasonable amount of accuracy. Okay, so this is the Faithful Dream station, I believe it is, at the HRL2 Lagrange point, which is actually a refinery station. And so I'm going to go ahead and request landing permission here from the air traffic controller.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There we go. And we're going to go ahead and land over here. Drop our landing gear. Now, if you're new to Star Citizen, one of the things that you definitely have to watch out for is your speed indicator, or your relative speed. Your speed limiter is over on the left-hand side there, right next to your speed tape. And if you scroll down with the mouse wheel, that will allow you to move at a much lower speed with much greater precision and control, and so allow you to make these nice controlled landings just like that.
Landing complete.
And not slam into the ground or the station or whatever else you're getting to. So I'm going to go ahead and hop out here. We're going to use the side doors this time. No one else is able to get into there because it's too high off the ground. and we're going to store the ship anyway. So that's the Drake Cutlass Black. In the future, there are going to be tractor beam mounts right here. It's got 2 VTOL engines. They can tilt and swivel so that they can provide vertical thrust. And then you've got 2 big bay doors, one on either side, and the rear landing ramp. There is a several missile attachment points and missile racks dotted around here. Several different guns as well, a couple there you can see underneath the wings, and a couple over here at the front. There's a manned turret up the top, which you can potentially have one of your buddies ride along and play in there. See if I can close this from out here or not. It may just be it stays open. There we go, perfect. Alright. Okay, yeah, so there's the one of the main guns, as you can see. And I learned the other day actually that there are 16 missiles on this thing, which I'm not sure exactly where they're sitting, but there are a lot of them. So it's a nice ship to take out if you're expecting to run into a mite of trouble, but don't want something, you know, really limited as far as cargo size. This thing will hold, I think, 125 SCU, standard container units or cargo units. And so it's quite capable of hauling around quite a bit of goods and facilitating your money-making adventures. So I'm going to go ahead and store this, and we'll do that right there. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and going to use the interstation transport here and pop down to the refinery deck. Now we were there in the last video when we were setting up the refining orders, but I've set up another few since then, and they're significantly more money, so hopefully we'll be able to take those down without incident, and yeah, make a decent amount of money. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this just quickly while we get down there. Alright, here we go. And I actually had some very good frame rates. I hit like 45 frames per second while I was in the elevator. Obviously, when you get into a big and busy environment like this, those frame rates drop for a computer system like mine. So unfortunately we do get a little bit less than smooth gameplay.
Back again, I see. Welcome.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and take a look
See
here.
anything you like?
I do not have any work orders currently processing because all of my work orders are complete. This one here is the one that I did over the weekend, and as you can see I've got 1,346 units of Quantanium. Those will each go for 88 Alpha UEC apiece. So there is a decent amount of money to be made with that one. We're going to go ahead and we're going to select the storage option there and go to Drake Cutlass Black. And we're going to collect that one. There we go. And I'm going to probably go ahead and collect, let's see, 132. Let's go ahead and collect this one as well, because we've still got room for that one. There we go, very good. Oh, no, I take that back. So I had several. This is the one that I did over the weekend. 2,000 units of Quantanium. I'm not quite going to be able to collect that one, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to select and collect this one. There we go. And then we'll have to do this one on the next trip. Very good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll get back up to my ship and we'll resume there. Okay, so we are out to the ship and it is spawned and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get in and we'll see that there's actually the storage in here. That big empty space is not a big empty space anymore. There's actually some cargo that's been put into there. As you can see, it does fill up a little bit of room in here, and that's a physical manifestation of the cargo. Now, in the near future, I can't remember if it's the next update or the one after 3.18. They're actually going to be making that a physicalized cargo, which means that if my ship gets blown up and the cargo actually survives, one will be able to tractor beam that cargo into the hold. Ooh, it's not letting me do this for some reason. Everest Harbour. That's where I want to go. Interesting. Okay, required fuel. That'll get me to Hurston. Can I now set route to there? I cannot. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we'll set route to Hurston for right now. And then we'll get to that point when we can. So I'm going to go ahead and spool up my quantum drive right here on the pad. And this is because occasionally you'll have pad rammers, which are these nasty griefing people who think it's fun to ram into your ship while it's sitting on the launch pad. And so when you have a nice big load of cargo like I do here, sometimes it's advisable to prepare as much as you can ahead of time and get everything done before you take off, and then get from off the landing pad and right onto the jump as quickly as you can. And as you can see, I'm losing quite a few frames there. There's quite a few entities being spawned in as I'm flying in here. Yeah, where this section that I'm on has got 52 something entities on it, and so that's going to take a little bit longer to actually get. Let's see here, there's Lorville. We want that one right there, Everest Harbour, and that one's currently blocked, so we're going to see if we can find, let's see, that's the Comaray, Parallel 5. May very well jump to there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump to the Comaray here quickly. That'll put us over on the proper side of the planet. Ooh, maybe not quite. Alright. We'll go to OM4 then. Just stands for orbital marker. And there we go, we are around to the proper side of the planet now. We'll just have to find, there we go, Everest Harbour. So we're going to go ahead and jump to that. And we're going to try an interesting little trick that one of my org mates told me about the other day. Where because this station and the ships on it and the planetary landing zone actually share the same storage, technically, you are able to land at the station, Everest Harbour, and then take a smaller ship down without endangering your, the stuff that you have on board. Go ahead and turn on my lights here just so that I can see as I'm coming in. We'll go ahead and reduce speed. Oh, there we go, so we don't have the sun blinding us there. Perfect. Alright, we're going to go ahead and contact air traffic control. Okay, so I've been assigned a landing pad somewhere over here. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and fly over to that. Put my landing gear down here.
Landing gear down.
I'm going to slow way down so that we don't smack into the station, because that wouldn't do. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we'll jump out of here.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
There we go. Side. Yep, perfect. Alright, so we're going to go follow the same procedure here and go inside and store the ship. So we'll pick up then when we've gotten our next ship in, and we're back out on the pad here. So just as a quick note here too, what I've done is I've placed a claim on here, which basically at this point doesn't do anything, but it basically means that I've jumped it over to my current location, which has a little bit of a delay timer on it. Because this is a starter ship, it's only 47 seconds. Any of my other ones would take significantly longer, as much as like 9 minutes to actually get one of these. But because I've got this starter one, it's only like 47 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out of storage here. And you'll see this one is going to get delivered, there we go, to pad 2. So we'll go ahead and pop out there and then take that one down to the surface. Okay, so here is my other ship. This is the starter one, or the one that I started, well, technically one that I upgraded from my starter ship. I started out with a little Aurora, and then paid a little bit of extra money to get up to the Avenger Titan, which honestly, if you're starting out, is a great ship to start out with. Ooh, getting some pretty bad frame drop there. As it's kind of an all-purpose ship, it'll do a little bit of everything. It's pretty good in a fight. Not quite as good as something that's like combat intended or combat focused, but it'll hold its own as long as you're a decent pilot. And it also has a little bit of storage space in the back, so you can do like little delivery missions and that kind of stuff. It's got quantum drives and all that, so that you can, you know, get around the verse. All around a pretty good ship. Several good guns. It's got various missiles and whatnot as well. So all around, probably one of my favorite ships. Possibly because that's the one that I used for so long. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to travel down here to Lorville. So this is going to calibrate my quantum travel.
Quantum travel initiated.
Head down there, and we may very well get some forward frame rate dropping down into atmosphere here as well, because I know I've had trouble with it before. So you can see my altimeter now has switched to an actual radio altimeter on the right hand side there of my heads up display, and of course my speed is on the left hand side still. Go ahead and turn off quantum so that we can actually see where we're going, and because we don't need it. And we're going to go down to this flashing rectangular area, this is the Teesa spaceport. So we're going to go ahead and pop down there. I'm going to have to be careful that I don't actually slam into the ground at high speed here, because that would end in an explosion and the loss of my ship. So to kind of judge our atmosphere or our altitude here, and we'll start slowing down right about when we hit about 5,000 meters, so maybe a little bit sooner than that because we don't want to. Yeah, this one slows down relatively quickly, so that's not really too much of a worry. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn off our cruise control and put it back under manual control. And as you can see, this is actually a pretty decent sized city. There are several different rail lines that you actually have to use to get around. And the landing area is right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll pause and hover right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and contact the air traffic control once more. Go, and I've been given a landing spot, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate around and do that. I'm going to drop my landing gear, and we're going to go ahead and pop over here to my little landing zone, being careful not to smack into the other ship over there. Sometimes it's useful to pop outside of your ship here using F4. You can kind of see where you are in relation to your landing zone. Because it's quite possible to smack into things, like I was about to do right there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull forward a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and we'll exit our ship.
Have a pleasant stay.
That was actually a pretty smooth descent and landing. Quite happy with that. And we'll go ahead and leave the hangar. And we came in backwards, oh well. So as you can see, there are NPCs and everything that'll walk around. You can't really talk to any of them right now. But there's a little bit of life. They're actually walking around and doing some things. Go ahead and call the elevator here. Go. And once we get down to the spaceport, we'll pick up there and I'll kind of show you around, because if you get into something like this, you do kind of need to know your way around things. Okay, so here we are. This is the Teesa spaceport. Awful frame rate again. Sometimes it works pretty nicely, sometimes it doesn't. My computer has a little bit of trouble recording and actually running the game at the same time. So bear with me as we take care of this. We're going to go ahead and put our ship into storage here. And as you can see, it shows that we have this one here at Lorville, because it's stored up there at Everest Harbour, but they share the same storage space. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over to the other train station. Actually, well, this will be the primary train station from Teesa Spaceport to Lorville Central.
Without valid travel paper.
Pull down my walking speed a little bit. Hopefully that'll As you can see, these things are signposted pretty well. This is the rapid transit. We're currently on the spaceport line, as you can see. The commerce line... Actually... Yeah, we need to get to Levston Station? No, Metro Center. Yeah. Central Station. This is Spaceport Commerce Line. We need to get to the Central Business District. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to follow this one.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious
And we're going to wait here because... Oh, never mind. The tram's actually going to show up right on time. These actually follow a predetermined route. And they have a little time schedule there, as you can see.
Security reserves the right to search travelers at any time.
And we're just going to take a little ride here on the tram out to the Central Business District,
Central Station.
where we will be able to sell all of the quantanium and other minables that we've gotten. As you can see, we can actually see out, well, when we're not whizzing by buildings, we can actually look out and see, you know, the other buildings and lights and all that kind of stuff outside. There's the spaceport there. And we'll be coming up in the Central Business District here momentarily. Oh, yeah, it's going to take us half a minute, so we'll pause here. Okay, so here we are, arriving at the Central Business
Now arriving
District.
from Tisa Spaceport. Stand by and let passengers.
And this is the planet Hurston. It's actually, the entire planet is actually owned by the Hurston Corporation, and these are some of the founding fathers, or one of the founding fathers, I guess. Both the same statue, of the Hurston company, Hurston Dynamics. And this is the business district. You can buy various different weapons here that are manufactured by Hurston Dynamics. The attrition line is their laser repeater lines. And then you can also go over, there's some of the attrition weapons right there. You can actually go to the Central Business District here. That's one of the showcases there, where they've got various different weapons and whatnot. There's an area down there where you can actually go and meet with one of the leaders of the Hurston Dynamics company. Down those stairs right there. We're going to go over to the trading station over here. Transfers, there we go. And this is the TD&D terminal. Oop. Oh, once my game catches up again. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here to the trading terminals. Alright, trading and shipping console. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to select a location here. This will be the Trade Cutlass Black. And oops, we're going to go ahead and we'll hit the Sell tab. There we go. Trade Cutlass Black. And we're going to go ahead and sell our Quantanium. And that's going to make 142,000 Alpha UEC, which is quite a decent amount. Before there were a couple of events, I had not even gotten past that point, as far as that much money. So we'll go ahead and we'll sell our quartz here as well. We'll sell the barrel. There we go, 22 units. That was just about not worth even selling. But 95 units is something. And then Borace, that's at 35.21 Alpha UEC. We'll sell that. Whoops. That's weird. Sell the Borace. There we go. 12 units for 422 Alpha UEC. There we go. Alright, so our holds should be once again empty. Yeah, that should update momentarily here. There we go. Something's bugged out here. But as you can see, I'm up to 516,000 there. So I'd say that is a pretty profitable run. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, I hope you have enjoyed this. Hopefully it wasn't too buggy for your viewing pleasure. If you'd like to see more Star Citizen and a little bit more of the different gameplay loops, leave a like and a comment down below letting me know. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Ta-ta.